Alright guys, first thing you want to do is verify the complaint by getting the key to the customer. Or pull the key out your back pocket or whatever you got the key at. Alright, let's crank this. Why do Volkswagen make it that when you crank it and it don't start, you gotta turn the key all, not only Volkswagen, Mercedes does that too, right? Yeah. You gotta turn it all the way off to crank it again. Maybe that's the problem. Jump. Alright guys, it definitely don't start. Now, diagnosing a no start condition. Remember, in order for a car to start, you gotta have spark, fuel, injector pulse, and compression. You got to have those four. Now, there's no particular order that you're gonna go into to find out which one is which. I mean, to find out which one you don't have or do have. You go by which one is the easiest to access. So let's go up under the hood and check it out. Alright? We'll be right back. Alright guys, we're up under the hood. Now guys, you definitely want to, I'm getting tired of people asking me questions like, Tim, how do you check for spark and doing this? And I've always told you guys, if you don't have no kind of basic tools, then I'm going to hate to say it, but you got no business being up under the hood of a car. It's simple as that. You got to have something, guys, some kind of diagnostic tools.
Well, in my opinion, you have to have more than tools.
What do you mean? A little
you gotta
common
have a
sense?
little knowledge.
A little something, man.
You don't know anything about cars, and then you want to try to figure out why your car doesn't start.
I know. If everybody's looking for the magic bullet, like, Tim, my car don't start. I put the key in, it don't do nothing. What do you think it is? What the heck you think I know what it is? Oh, that's for another video. Let's stop this.
That's my thoughts on it.
Yeah, we gotta get out of this. All right, guys, you definitely want to go to Harbor Freight. $5.99 get you a spark tester.
It's a bargain.
I know, man. Sometimes they go on sale for $1.99. Get you something like this. Then you want to also get you a annoyed light set.
Who's annoyed?
I'm getting annoyed. All right, get yourself a annoyed light set. You definitely gonna need. And these things are cheap at Harbor Freight. You're not gonna use them all the time, so you don't need no expensive set. Something cheap. Now, again, in order for a car to run, except for a diesel or maybe a hybrid, or well, not a hybrid, electric car, something completely different other ball game. For these that they call naturally aspired engines, you got to have spark, fuel, injector pulse, and compression. You got to have them four. All right, so we're going to check to see which one. We're going to go down the line and see which one we don't have. Now, we're looking up here. Here is one of your fuel injectors right here. So what you want to do here, how can we plug this? That's okay. Oh, the thing is broken. There's supposed to be a little tab there to squeeze in and unplug it, but it's good. Now with this,
pull it.
Yeah, so just pull it off. Now what this does, what this does, guys, is we're checking to see if the computer is sending the signals or the injectors have power. So as the car's cranking, there should be a pulse which activates those injectors and spray fuel inside the vehicle, inside the engine. So what you want to do is open up your annoyed light set. It's going to have different kind of plugs. So you look at which one looks about the one to fit in here. Pretty much this one, always the one I always use. Alright, you want to plug that up into there. Now as the car's cranking, that is gonna flash. Will probably be, I'll put some over here so I can see better. Now, no. Now also, as we're over here, if you look down there, I see a spark plug wire. So I'm going to go down there, I'm going to pull that off. Sometimes, there you go. You pull that off, and this is where your spark tester comes in. Your spark tester goes between the spark plug and your spark plug wire. If you don't have, well, that's for another. If you don't have a wire, you can still use the coil, but that's for another video. This car don't have it. So you put one into there, then the other end goes down onto the spark plug down there. Now you don't have to push it all the way down. Just make a connection. And as the car's cranking, the spark going to go through the wire, light that up, and this one's going to flash too and go down to the spark plug. So right now, as I crank the engine, that should flash and that should flash. No, that's too light. Hold on, guys. Let me get something. I'll be right back. All right, guys. I'm going to crank the engine, and Sylvie's going to let me know that both of them are flashing. Ready, Sylvie?
Yeah. How steady is it supposed to be?
What do you mean?
The ejector pull was pretty good.
As long as both of them are flashing.
Can we do that again? The spark.
It's hard to see the spark because this thing is dull.
Oh.
And so you gotta really.
Well,
but you saw this one was good, right?
Yeah, that one was bright. So let's try that. Check the spark again.
Ready?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it spark, but it wasn't consistent. It was like, I don't know how to explain that, but
actually it should be just as fast as that.
Okay. Well, that one wasn't too fast either, the injector pulse.
Well, it's not, because notice how the engine cranking a little slow. It ain't really like fast. So the only time that's going to flash is when the computer needs to send signal to it. So the slower the engine cranks, the slower that's going to flash.
Both flashed.
Thank you. Yeah, you're going to have me misdiagnose this vehicle. All right.
I'm just saying, I wasn't sure exactly how it was supposed to flash.
Okay.
I've seen it flash fast.
So, okay, good. Good that you asked that question.
In the past. But,
yeah, I mean, good that you asked that question, so now other people know.
Right.
Tim, I was cranking it over, and it might look really fast. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing wrong. It's cranking over to the speed of the engine. All right, guys, now we're going to disconnect this. So we know we got spark, and we got an injector post. So that's cool. So let's get these disconnected and plug those back up. All right? We'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're going to do is check for fuel. Now, checking for fuel is a complicated thing because you have, there's the wrong way of doing this. The wrong way of doing this, and I guess it's a good basic test, is disconnect the fuel line, get you a jug, have somebody crank the engine, and see if it sprays fluid in the jug. That's the basic way, but it's not exactly the right way because the fuel pump can be coming on, but it's not giving you enough pressure. The best way of checking the fuel pressure is using a fuel pressure gauge. Now, sometimes it's hard to get to the fuel pressure, check fuel pressure, hook the gauge up to it. You pretty much gotta you gotta do what you gotta do. Or pay me some money and I'll do it. All right. So what we have here, guys, go get you a fuel pressure gauge set. Here's my gauge set right here. I had this a while ago. Don't even worry about the Matco name. There's another set out there. I forgot where it's from. I think Walmart or something that has one almost exactly like this. And actually, I think it's better. And it's like $60. So definitely get you something like that. I'm sorry to say, but even if you're a DIY and you don't do this stuff this kind of often, it's still good to have this kind of stuff inside your arsenal. Yeah, buddy. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do, we got our little adapter right here. It's gonna go. We're gonna pull this hose off. This end is going to hook up to the fuel rail, and then the other end that I pull off is going to hook up to here. So, let's back this off, and I want you to be careful in case the fuel pump is working. This line is pressurized. that gas smells stale. This car has been sitting a while. Not our fault that we just got the car. So that's a bad sign. If you smell gas, smell stale gas, that will kill your fuel pump. It will. So hopefully not on this one. Alright, so again, let's hook this one onto here. This end onto here, and I gotta loosen that up. Right? And then we're gonna hook this end up onto here. Alright? We'll be right back. Alright guys, we got them hooked up, and what I'm gonna do is hook up this right here. Okay. Now, when I try to crank the car,
I'm trying to hold it.
that should go up to at least 30 psi. Actually, it should come on, as soon as I put the key on, it should go up. But just in case it don't, I'm gonna crank it for a little bit. All right. Okay, key is on.
Nothing. Nothing.
Alright guys, so our fuel pump is not coming on. It doesn't necessarily mean we have a bad fuel pump, it's just that it ain't working. It ain't power to anything. Luckily on this vehicle, the fuel pump is easy to access. Again guys, there is no tree to follow on this. The fuel pump is easy to access in this car, so I'm gonna go right back to the fuel pump. If it wasn't, I'll go up here and check the fuses and check the relay. I'm going right back there and check power. If I don't get power, then I'm gonna back up and go by that. So we're gonna leave that connect. Matter of fact, I'm gonna disconnect all this because we know we ain't getting fuel pressure. All right, disconnect this and then we're gonna go back to the fuel pump. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're in the back seat of the car. This thing is mildewy, man. So what we gotta do, guys, is we gotta pick up the front of the seat. Let's see if we can pop it right here. Now you're gonna bring it forward and then flip it. So bring it forward and then flip it. Yeah, buddy. Got your carpet back here. Pretty clean up under here. There it is, right over there. There's a little access right there. All right, so we got 3 Phillips screws holding this cover on. Here's our harness going right here. But we want to get inside there. So let's see if we can just tuck this down to the side.
Why is it wet?
I have no idea. Probably the head. When we got this car, that roof wasn't closed all the way. Alright, so let's get us a screwdriver, guys, and get that off. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, guys, I got my cordless impact here, and I got a number 3 Phillips bit on the end. Let's go ahead and take those 3 out. And pry this cover up. Okay, got a little glue up there. So let's get a screwdriver, flat screwdriver, and pop that up. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, got me a little short Milwaukee pry bar, and this is probably the only thing these things are good for. Milwaukee pry bars suck. These things suck, guys. I don't care what anybody say, these things suck.
Maybe you're not using them right.
Yeah, I'm using them right now, something like this. Alright. Alright, guys, here we go. Now, you're going to have a blue with a red line wire. Man, it looks kind of crud, all up in here. That's the power wire for the fuel pump. And then there's supposed to be I think maybe the brown and white or the brown one. Ground. So what we're going to do, we're going to tap into that wire. We're going to get our power probe, or you can get a test light, hook up to grounding thing, but a power probe would be better. And let's test that wire to see if we got power going to it. When the key is on, it's gonna come. When it comes on, it should come on for a few seconds and go out. And then while we're cranking it, it should be on constantly. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, got our power probe hooked up. Guys, definitely this is another tool you want to go get it used. I don't care, but get yourself a power probe. This is the power probe 3. You don't have to get the 3. You get the 1 or 2. Both will be good the same. And got a little connector here, a wire test lead. I like this thing. Squeeze this thing in, and it'll grab on Just do a little pierce inside the wire. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is check the brown wire right here. Get that hooked on. Pull it a little bit. And this is going to check for ground. So, and you can see my meter, the green side lights up. So I know I got a ground now. Now, I'm going to switch over to the blue with the wire, blue with the red. Now, if I was to touch this right now, if the fuel pump has a complete circuit inside, the windings and everything is good, this will light up ground. If it don't, I know it's broken. Already, I know the fuel pump just is broken inside. Touch it, that's exactly what I was supposed to get. Now, what I'm going to do here is connect this alligator clip to here. I want you to get a good look at that. This is another thing. The only thing these prop bars are good for, holding up stuff. The people, Milwaukee fanatics, gonna freak out right now. Alright, so we got ground. Now when I put the key on, over here, there's a positive side light that's gonna light up red, and it's going on for a couple seconds. And the tone that you're hearing is also gonna change. It should. See that? Went on for a couple seconds. So I know, now let me crank it now, and it should go constantly red. See that? So we know we are we are 100% positive. We are 100% positive we got power going back to our fuel pump, and our fuel pump is no good. So we're going to have to replace that fuel pump. And I'm positive that this fuel pump went bad because of the stale gas. So at the same, what we got to do before we install that, we're going to have to take that gas out. And I got a good contraption that I'm going to show you what we're going to use to get that out. All right, so let's get all this disconnected, and we'll be right back.